I'm a homeschooling work from home mom, and I'm going to go over the curriculums that I use for my third grader and my first grader. So I absolutely love Christian Light Education. I started with master books for math, and I just was not happy with it. I felt like it was just worksheets and it didn't teach me how to teach my children. And especially being a first time homeschooling mom, I literally needed the teacher's guide. I love Christian Light Education because it literally tells you exactly how to say and teach exactly to your child whatever the new topic is. I will go over on another video specifically how easy it is, and some things and some concepts, especially for first grade, I can definitely just teach my son anyway. He's really just doing adding and subtracting at this point, but some things in the second and third grade I don't get, so that's why I love Christian Light Education. Next, I just started this in January. We're in the middle of January now. I saw another mom, I wish I remember who it was, but she had these social and emotional learning activities by Evan Moore. I love these. I actually have this one for my first grader. It's first and second grade, and then the third and fourth grade for my third grader. It's slightly different. There's a few concepts that are similar, but I like that I can do this individually with them and really get some of the topics out of them, and some really great answers too. Again, I will go over these in a separate video. Reading comprehension. So, reading comprehension was really hard for me as a child as well, so it did not surprise me that reading comprehension was something I needed to do extra with them. So I went to Barnes & Noble and I found this one, Flash Kids Skills. I am using this for my third grader. He is technically behind in the New Jersey standard for reading. So I moved him back to a lot of second and first grade reading books and Christian Light Education so that we could really dive deep in and really get the concepts good. Also in another video, we'll talk about how Christian Light Education, a lot of people feel it's more advanced, which I do agree because I'm finding a lot of the third grade standards for New Jersey, like starting fractions about halfway through third grade, are already started in second grade in Christian Light Education. So I don't feel like I pulled him back. I feel like I really got a good view of the fractions from the very beginning. And I feel like if we started in third grade, there would have been a lot of things that I would have had to find or figure out, or he's flying through the math, and especially language arts and reading, and I'll show you that next. And that's the most important thing, is it also gives him confidence. So we started with this one. They are short stories and then basically ask questions. Some of them are certain words and stuff. He's doing really great with this and flying through this as well. That's giving him a lot of confidence. This one I have for first grade. What I like about this is it is very, very short stories, but it also has pictures with it, so it helps him comprehend that. I'm not doing beginning and ending sounds in this book because next we'll go over learning to read, which is very heavy on those concepts. Now next, language arts. So with Christian Light Education, there is a diagnostic test that you can give your child that helps you decide which level to start them on. When I did the diagnostic test, I found that he didn't really understand any of the long vowels, short vowels, and that is where I was learning that he can't really sound out certain words, especially with like silent E, magic E, those kind of things. So we went back to Language Arts 1. He is flying through this. So he is already on book number 6. We're halfway through. We'll go over the workbooks so that you can better understand Christian Light Education at another time. Hi. But he is flying through a lot of this, but there's also concepts that he's never seen before. So I'm very thankful that I went back to the first grade, technically. Now, learning to read is a bridge between kindergarten to first grade. But I felt like my first grader need this because, again, of the concepts that are being taught in Learn to Read are more advanced technically to the New Jersey standard. So we're starting with this, and then we're moving on to language arts, and then we're moving on to reading 101. Technically, if I started with reading 1 with my first grader, it would not have worked out well. So these are much bigger words, a lot of more sounding out, and a lot of more comprehension that he had not been used to just yet. So we have not started this. We are finishing learning to read, and then we go on to reading 1. Technically, we should be almost done this, but I feel like there was a lot of concepts I had to redo and go over again to really get it stuck in the brain and stick in there, right? So my third grader is doing reading 101. He's actually flying through this. You are supposed to start reading 101 when you're, I think it's workbook 106. And he's flying through this as well. The only downside of this one is you read a story with I Wonder, the book that comes with it. But we are on a 3-day week school schedule. So a lot of times the story goes on for 5 or 6 lessons, and we have to either reread the story, or I'm the one that can't remember it. He can. But making sure I'm teaching it correctly, I have to reread the story so that I know the concepts as well. My brain is obviously not the same as it was. So as you can tell, we have a lot of curriculum from Christian Light Education. I absolutely love it, but it is a lot. So in another video, I'm going to show you the workbooks and the teacher's guide so that you can see the difference, and how I'll also show you master books, how different it is from Christian Light Education. I also feel like even if you're just starting homeschooling, you have no idea what you're doing, but you don't want a Christian-based curriculum, you really don't have to worry about it being very biblical and everything. Yes, there are verses. Yes, there are stories, but you can change the words of certain names or take the verses completely out. Like, it truly is an all-around curriculum that I do recommend to everyone.